It's unsettling, isn't it? How someone can stand in the same room as you, smile for the same cameras, share the same last name, and still feel like a stranger. Sometimes the loudest tension isn't in the words people speak. It's in the things they don't say. The empty chairs, the quiet glances, the people who suddenly stop showing up. And before we dive into this one, I just want to be honest with you. I'm working really hard on these stories, piecing together timelines, reactions, and emotions. So your one like and subscribe to Fame Shadow Files genuinely means more than you know. Thank you for being here. Today we're stepping into a story that a lot of people have been whispering about online. Not a confirmed statement. Not an official family announcement. But a feeling that has turned into a question. Did Charlie Kirk's parents ever truly trust Erika? Or did something always feel off between them? From who appeared at what event, to who stayed silent when the internet exploded with theories. Fans have been connecting dots and asking why the emotional energy between Erika and Charlie's parents feels misaligned. And the more you look at the public pieces of this puzzle, the more that question refuses to go away. To understand why people even ask this, you have to go back to the beginning, to the two worlds that collided. On one side you have Charlie Kirk, loud, bold, polarizing, unapologetic. A man who lives in front of cameras, microphones, and massive crowds. His work is public. His opinions are public. His victories and controversies are all played out for the world to see. On the other side you have Erika, someone who, by many online descriptions, carried a softer tone, warmer, more reflective, less interested in being the center of attention, more comfortable standing slightly off to the side. Then, in the background of all of this, you have Charlie's parents, a quieter, more private presence. People who, for years, were referenced in stories and interviews as the foundation of Charlie's personal life. A steady anchor behind the public storm. Public versus private. Stage versus home. Spotlight versus shadows. That's the emotional triangle fans keep coming back to. Because somewhere in that mix, people online started to feel like Erika and Charlie's parents weren't walking in sync. As major moments unfolded in Charlie's life, speeches, events, tributes, and emotionally heavy milestones, the internet paid close attention. People online noticed which faces were always there, and which ones weren't. They replayed clips. They paused at facial expressions. They zoomed in on body language at ceremonies and public appearances. Some fans pointed out that, in certain footage, Erika's demeanor seemed very composed, almost professional, while Charlie's parents, when they were seen, seemed more withdrawn, heavy, or overwhelmed. Other viewers said the opposite, that Erika looked fragile and lost, and that the family seemed distant from the emotional chaos around them. But over and over, according to internet discussions, a recurring idea emerged, that there were two different emotional worlds standing side by side, one stepping into leadership, cameras and microphones, and one retreating into silence, grief and distance. Each event added a new thread, an appearance here, an absence there, a moment that felt warm, and a moment that felt cold. None of it was definitive. None of it proved anything. But people couldn't shake the feeling that behind the public story, there was a private story we weren't seeing. And that's when the theories really started to multiply. If there's one place where speculation never sleeps, it's the internet. A viral TikTok pointed out how rarely Charlie's parents are seen beside Erika in more recent public moments, especially compared to how often Charlie appeared alone, or with political figures and colleagues. The video didn't make accusations. It simply showed clips, screenshots, and timelines, asking one question. Why don't we see them together more? The comments section exploded. Some people believed it was simple. Private parents, public daughter-in-law. Different comfort zones. Different generations. Others, though, felt there was something deeper. They wrote things like, "Their energy doesn't match at all. It feels like they're in completely different movies. Whenever they're in the same frame, it's like no one knows where to stand." Another thread circulated online compiling interviews, speeches, and appearances. In some clips, Erika spoke confidently about continuing Charlie's mission, while the parents remained unheard, unseen, or at least, not central to the public narrative. According to online discussions, this led some people to believe that Erika and Charlie's parents might have had very different ideas about how his legacy should look moving forward. Again, none of this is confirmed. These are emotional interpretations, people reading into silences, facial expressions, and patterns. But the more people looked, the more they found details that felt like clues. A moment where Erika seemed upbeat while others in the room appeared solemn. A shot where Charlie's parents stood in the background, slightly apart from the main cluster. Public statement here. And a missing one there. Each clip by itself meant nothing. But stacked together in people's minds, they formed the skeleton of a story. A daughter-in-law stepping forward, parents stepping back, and no one quite explaining why. Silence can mean 1,000 different things. And that's exactly what makes it so haunting. In this story, fans keep returning to one thing: the absence of clear, warm public unity. There are no long, heartfelt joint interviews. No emotional roundtable moments where Erika and Charlie's parents sit side by side, finishing each other's sentences, speaking as one family voice. Instead, there are pockets of silence, gaps in the narrative. And into those gaps, the internet pours its imagination. Some people believe the parents are simply private, grieving quietly, refusing to turn pain into content. Others feel like their silence is a kind of boundary, a choice to stand apart from whatever public narrative has formed around Charlie's legacy. From the outside, no one truly knows. All anyone can see is who speaks, who doesn't, who is present at certain events, and who is missing from the frame. And in that emotional fog, theories form. Some fans say, maybe they never fully trusted Erika's world, not necessarily as a person, but as a part of this big machine around him. Others respond, or maybe they're just trying to survive their grief in the only way they know how, quietly. The truth is, both can be real at the same time. Trust, distance, grief, love. They can all live in the same room without ever being named out loud. We don't hear long public letters from the parents defending Erika. We don't see them constantly appearing together at every major moment. And to the internet, that silence feels like a statement, even if it's really just a wound. When you pull back from the headlines, the TikToks, and the theories, what's left is something painfully human. A family shattered, public figure gone, a wife in the spotlight, parents in the background, and millions of strangers watching, reacting, interpreting every micro-expression. It raises a bigger question. How do you grieve when the whole world is watching? Maybe Erika's way of surviving is to keep moving, keep speaking, keep building. Maybe Charlie's parents cope by stepping away, choosing stillness over screens. Maybe they don't agree on how his story should be told. Maybe they do, and we simply never see it. What we do see is a clash of emotional styles. Public grief versus private grief. Structured legacy versus quiet remembrance. Microphones versus closed doors. And somewhere in the middle of all that, people began to imagine a deeper tension, to feel like something about the dynamic never fully clicked. Whether or not Charlie's parents ever truly trusted Erika, that is something only they know. Not the internet, not the fans, not the channels, not the comments. But what we can see is how differently each side seems to move through loss and legacy. And that difference in itself is enough to make the whole world stop and stare. In the end, this isn't just a story about one family. It's a story about what happens when love, grief, power, legacy, and the internet all collide in the same brutal timeline. On one side, you have a woman navigating the heavy weight of a public mantle. On the other, parents quietly holding memories the world will never see. Between them is a gap. And into that gap, the internet has poured theories like, they never trusted her. They never liked how she fit into his world. They're grieving in completely different universes. But here's the truth. We don't know what's said behind closed doors. We don't know what's written in texts that never make it online, or felt in moments that never get filmed. What we do know is how it looks from the outside. And from the outside, the silence, the distance, and the missing warmth have left millions of people with the same lingering question. Was there ever a real sense of trust and unity between Erika and Charlie Kirk's parents? Or were they always living in parallel worlds that never quite touched? I want to hear what you think. Do you believe this is just a case of different grieving styles? Do you think the internet is overreading everything? Or do you feel, deep down, that something about this story will never fully add up? Let me know your theories in the comments. I read as many as I can. And if you want to stay up to date with stories like this, the quiet fractures, the hidden tensions, the emotional mysteries behind public lives, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for Fame Shadow Files. There's always more happening in the shadows than we see in the spotlight. And next time, we're going even deeper. Till then, take care of your heart.